Hi, I'm Alana from Alana Kane Yoga, and thank you for tuning into my channel. So I am here in beautiful Puerto Escondido, Oaxaca, Mexico, on this beautiful palapa. So you might hear some ocean waves, you might hear some birds. And today's practice is all about our outer hip and getting into that iliotibial band. So it's the outer hip, the whole way connecting down to the ankle. And this is something we use every day, especially if you're a runner, a cyclist, maybe lifting, if you're doing some type of activity. Most likely you might need some opening here. So this is an all levels class. Maybe you grab some props. I unfortunately don't have any here, but you might want to have a bolster or a block handy. So let's go ahead and get started just in a nice comfortable seat. So you can bring your hands to the knees, one ankle in front of the other, roll the shoulders up towards the ears and down the back. And we'll just take a couple breaths here, close the eyes. Focus is on the breath here, and just start to find nice deep inhales and exhales. Coming into the present moment. Starting to notice how the breath feels in the body as you inhale and exhale. Feeling very grounded here. As we get into our hips, we might release some things that we've kind of stored in there deep down inside of our tissues. These are also areas that don't often get intensely stretched or have tension on them. So some things might start to come up for you. We're also going to be hitting some meridian lines here, so you might feel some energy flowing that might have been stagnant. So if you like to practice with a mantra, you can start to bring one to your mind. I like to use, I release what no longer serves me when I do hip openers. So maybe you have that in your mind and in your spirit today, that you're just releasing whatever might be stored up and that needs let go. Take a couple breaths here. So you can start to flutter the eyes open, and we're going to get right into our yin practice. So we will start in a seat today. We're going to take both legs out in front of us, knees are up towards the sky, and we're simply going to cross that right ankle over the left thigh. You can help it here if you need a little help getting it there. Hands are going to come behind you, and we're going to sit into this stretch. So this is a seated half pigeon. You can hug the arms if that feels good. For me, having the arms behind me is the most comfortable. And we're just gonna sit and breathe here for a few moments. So get comfortable. We don't want tons of tension in the hands or the shoulders. You should feel that nice pull all on the outer edge of the leg. If you're finding this hard, maybe move this left foot forward a little bit. Less of kind of an angle upwards. Using the the breath here. Nice inhales and exhales. You can round the head down if that feels good to you as well. Sinking into that fascia on the outside of the hip. Few more nice deep breaths here. And we'll start to roll ourselves down the back. Hug those knees in towards the chest. And we'll start to guide this right leg over to the left side. So right foot is coming to the ground. Arms can be in a T, a goalpost, maybe just resting on the belly or chest. Sinking in here. Feeling that nice stretch all through this outer hip, through the knee. Using the breath. I release what no longer serves me. Taking a few more nice deep breaths here. Really sending the breath into that hip. And start to inhale, come back to center, hug the knees in, maybe rocking side to side. And let the left leg go long, and we're going to reach up to find a half happy baby as a counter pose on this right hip. So knees coming down. If that's a little too hard for you, you can grab the ankle and just pull the knee out towards the armpit. Just a couple breaths here, resetting our hips. And let the left foot come back to the mat, right foot, find some windshield wipers. Nice and exaggerated. So grab the knees into the chest, start to walk forward and backwards to find a little bit of movement. And we'll come up to a nice comfortable seat. So setting up for the left side here. You might already be noticing the difference in the hips. So take that left ankle on top of the right thigh. Again, you can maybe walk this leg out. Find the position that works best for you. And either hugging those legs or having the arms behind you. Up to you. Either keep the neck straight, or if a round feels good, go for it here. Sinking into that breath. Maybe noticing if one hip was maybe a little easier, a little more open than the other. Just finding that happy place in the mind. Focusing back on the breath if thoughts come up. And we'll start to roll down onto our backs. Hug the knees in towards the chest and start to guide the left foot to meet the ground on the right side, finding a supine twist. Taking the arms into a goalpost or maybe just resting on the body and breathing here. And if your leg doesn't make it the whole way to the floor, if you're kind of compromising the movement, you can put blocks under the feet, maybe a bolster. It's okay if the hip is lifting off the ground in the back. You just want to feel that nice stretch on the outer hip. So if you're not feeling that, you might want to adjust your position. Releasing thoughts, releasing emotions, releasing any feelings that arise, allowing our hip to just be open, getting through some of that stuff that might be stuck. Sending our breath into those places that feel very tight. A little bit longer here. Relaxing the face, releasing the tension. And we'll start to untwist, bring that leg back to center, find some windshield wipers. And let that right leg go long, hug the left knee in. Either grab at the ankle or lift the foot up for a half happy baby. Hold it here, reset the inner hip. And start to release that foot down, hug both knees into the chest. Start to find that movement back and forth. Little back massage. And we're gonna come up to a seat. And for this next pose, we're gonna take a straddle. I haven't found the easiest way to get into this, but for me, this is the easiest. You can also maybe try from downward facing dog. So from our straddle, we're gonna take our chest, square it over the left thigh, and we're going to start to turn the body. So you might need to adjust yourself on your mat. Turn the body so this left leg is coming right out from the hip underneath you. So it's almost threading the needle with the legs here. The back leg can start to reach backwards, maybe bent a little bit. You can lift the hip up, maybe you prop yourself up here as well. And this is basically the pose. So you should feel that nice stretch all the way through the outer hip. You can stay on the hands, or maybe you have a bolster you can start to lean down on, or come to Sphinx arms. You can even come the whole way down if that feels good to you. And we're gonna sink in here. This is kind of a funky one, so definitely breathe through it. Send the breath into that side of the hip. Coming back to the breath whenever your mind starts to wander off. Relaxing the upper body. This is almost like a deer pose, laying down with a straight leg. If you're familiar with that pose, really great one for the hips. I have a whole video on that as well that you can check out if you want some more all around hip opening. And if you're folded over, starting to make your way back to your hands, coming back up, swing the right leg to meet the left, find some exaggerated windshield wipers here. Really noticing the difference in the hips. Alright, so we're going to come into the other side. So right leg can be right in front. We're going to swing that left leg back, or you can start from that straddle, whatever works for you. Start to square your body right over that right hip. Maybe propping yourself up if you need to. If you can't quite get there, that's fine. Back knee is either just trying to work its way straight, or you can have a little bend. Alright, so stay either on your hands, maybe you start to sink down onto the forearms, maybe you have a bolster or block for supporting your upper body. Maybe inhaling the word let, exhaling go. Release what no longer serves you. Just a few more nice deep breaths here. Fold it over. Start to make your way back to your hands. Come back to center. Find some of those windshield wipers. And we'll find that straddle to do a counter pose here. So find a nice tall spine and just fold forward for a few deep breaths. You can round the spine or keep a tall spine here, up to you. And start to rise up, walk the fingertips back towards you. You can bring the knees back together. We're gonna make our way back to the floor. So if you need to massage out that low back a little bit after that twist, you can find some circles, maybe side to side movements. And we're gonna let both legs go lunge on the mat. And we're gonna inhale those arms up over our head. Find a nice good morning stretch here, tense the body, inhale. Exhale, release. And we're gonna start to walk the feet over to the right side. I want to start to walk the hands over to the right side as well. So this is called Banana Astana. You can cross the ankles here to find more of a stretch. We want to keep our shoulders still on the mat. Maybe bend at the elbows if keeping the arms out is a little too hard. And we're just going to breathe into that side body, the side hip, the side of the shoulder. Just a few more nice deep breaths here. And start to make your way back to center. And we're going to switch sides. Maybe noticing the different planes of the body, how they feel. So walking the feet over to the left first. Maybe crossing the ankles. Maybe leaving them without. Walking the shoulders and the arms over. Either long arms or you can bend at the elbows. Breathe in here. Feel that nice stretch. Taking a few more nice, deep, relaxing breaths here. Just enjoying this side body stretch. Slowly start to walk yourself back to center. Bring the feet to the mat, knees up. Find some really exaggerated windshield wipers here, going side to side. And we're going to bring the feet together. Knees are going to come out for Supta Baddha Konasana. So great place to put blocks under here. If you want to put a bolster underneath your spine for a little chest opening, you can do that as well. Hand to the belly, hand to the heart. Taking these final moments, just acknowledge whatever you released. Maybe feeling a little lighter. Relaxing the face here, relaxing the body. Nice deep breathing. And maybe you're content here to take your final rest in Supta Baddha Konasana. Or maybe you extend the legs long on the mat, arms come beside you, taking a few moments here in our final rest, our Shavasana Pose, allowing everything from the practice to just sink in. Relax the face, let the body be heavy. Start to deepen the breath, bringing awareness back into the body. Finding gentle movements with fingers and toes. Maybe you rock the head side to side. And start to roll onto the right side and push yourself up to a nice comfortable seat. And bring our hands towards center together. Thank you for practicing with me. I hope your outer hips feel a lot better, a little looser, a little more space created there. Be sure to hit subscribe to find other videos like this one and all the other videos I have available on my channel. And I look forward to practicing with you again. Thank you. Namaste.